You got 3 suspects at the center of a massive terror investigation, and they are back in court this morning in custody for allegedly lying to the government and possibly more. This is investigators looking to 24 other potential suspects in what could turn out to be a far more widespread terror plot than anyone believed. Frank Gaffney is the president of the Center for Security Policy and the former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense. As we fan out from Denver through Queens and all the boroughs of New York and try to find maybe the materials that would have been used in a bomb plot here in New York City and other cities, you think we should look even bigger than that. Why, Frank?
Well, what we've discovered so far, and it is important to emphasize that we have only uncovered a piece of this. We only have a couple of the suspects in custody. The rest are at large, and there may be many more beyond the ones that we're aware of that are involved. But the problem that I see here is that we are preoccupied, and understandably so, with the links to Al-Qaeda of these co-conspirators, alleged co-conspirators. What Al-Qaeda and others that share its ambitions have in common is something that's much bigger and that I think ought to be the focus of our concern, and that's what authoritative Islam calls Sharia. These guys waging jihad against us of either the violent kind or the stealthy kind are animated by the idea that Sharia calls for, which is to destroy the infidels and impose an Islamic world order under Sharia on all of us. And that's really the problem, and that's where the sinews should lead us into other cells, other plots, and other plotters much beyond this one.
So Sharia law, you think, just basically is the outline for extremist Islamic action. But if you want to find out who could be perpetrating a terror act here, shouldn't you be looking for those who are training in places like Pakistan, in those terror camps right in Waziristan? Because that's where the next attack will come. Do you agree?
Well, let me be clear. Sharia is not just a legal code. It is a program. It is how life should be lived, all the way up to how the world should be run. Where you're going to find, I think, the next cells, the next operatives, is not necessarily in some training camp in Pakistan or in a cave in Afghanistan. It may be in a mosque in America, where the same basic program is being espoused and advocated, and by the way, that is being advanced not just by people, notably the Muslim Brotherhood, say they eschew violence. They're seeking to bring about this same global caliphate through these sort of so-called peaceful, or I would say stealthy means. You got to look at all of these, and we have not done that, not as a government, not as a nation. And unless and until we do, Brian, I think we're going to miss the forest for the trees, and more likely we're going to wind up getting badly hurt.
Well, hopefully investigators are doing that in the debriefing they're giving these guys and others now, and hopefully they'll get all 24. Frank Gaffney, thanks. As usual, great job.